Welcome you all for the revision classes on elements of machine design and theory of machines for some students. Actually, in this revision classes, I am going to explain some questions which is taken from the question banks. Okay, so which may comes for your exams also, means that related questions may comes. Okay, you have to be prepared for those questions. So let me start first unit, that is design of the shafts. So in this shaft, first question, list the material used for the shaft and their properties. Okay, materials used for the shafts are mild steel, nickel chromium, chrome vanadium, steel. Okay, so these are the some materials used for the shaft making. Okay, these are the important materials. You have to remember these materials in future also. Okay, because in interview they may ask some questions regarding this one. Okay, and properties, regarding properties, the shaft material should have this kind of properties, like it should be high strength, it should have high strength, good machinability, low notch sensitivity factor, high wear resistant factor, good heat treatment properties, less prone to environmental effects. So these are the materials of the shaft as well as properties of the shaft's material. Okay, so this question here they may ask for 5 to 10 marks. Okay, and second, list and explain the types of the shafts. List and explain the types of the shafts. So what type of the shafts we are having? Let's see. The shafts can be classified into two types. First one, transmission of the shafts. Second, machine shaft. Okay, so it is further divided into some types, like transmission of the shafts is used to transmit the power between the source and the machine, absorbing the power, like line shaft, counter shaft, etc. These are the some examples of the transmission of the shafts. And in machine shaft, it is an integral part. Okay, it is an integral part of the machine itself. So example, crankshaft. So here the types of the shafts are transmission of the shafts and machine shafts. Okay, so with the example you have to explain. Next question, explain the stresses in the shaft. So what type of stresses may exist during the working time of the shaft? We'll see. Okay, first, in while explaining, it is broadly divided into three types, means three types of the stresses may exist during the working time, and those are shear stresses due to the transmission of the torque, that is due to torsional load. So whenever the torsional load exists, shear stresses may be exist. And second, bending stresses due to the weight and the forces acting upon the machine elements, like gears, pulleys, etc., as well as weight of the shaft itself. Okay, so bending stress, whenever due to high load bending may be exist, it is due to weight force acting upon the machine elements. Okay, where means gears, pulleys. Okay, and third type stresses due to combined torsional and bending loads. Okay, so whenever combined torsional stresses as well as bending loads exist, at that time stresses may occur. Okay, so these are the some stresses exist in the shaft working time. Okay, this question may ask for 5 marks. and these are the some theory questions. Okay, definitely they will going to ask within these questions only, one or two questions may comes for your exams. And next we'll go for the some problems. Okay, some simple problems. So in problem, first question is, a line shaft running at 200 rpm is to transmit 20 kilowatt. The shaft may be assumed to be made up of mild steel with an allowable shear stresses of 42 megapascal. So he told to calculate the diameter of the shaft, neglecting the bending moment on the shaft. Okay, so this is the given problem. A line shaft running at 200 rpm. So here 200 is nothing but n rpm. Okay, so is to transmit 20 kilowatt. So to transmit the 20 kilowatt power, so this much amount of rpm is required, means that shaft. So power P is given 20 kilowatt. We need to convert in terms of watts. So that's why 20 into 10 raised to 3. And the shaft may be assumed to be made up of mild steel. So here shaft is made from the mild steel with an allowable shear stresses of 42 megapascal. So here 42 megapascal is nothing but tau stress, shear stress told. Okay, so that's why tau is equal to 42 megapascal. In terms of Newton per mm square, you have to convert 42 Newton per mm square. So these are the given datas. With the help of this, we need to calculate the diameter of the shaft. Okay, we know the n, p as well as tau. With the help of these datas, we need to calculate the diameter of the shaft. So one condition he is told, neglecting the bending moment on the shaft. So he told that neglect the bending moment of the shaft. Okay, so with the help of these datas, we need to find the diameter of the shaft. First, we have to use the power P formula, means that with the help of that formula only the torque will going to calculate. Okay, so power P formula, what is that? Power P is equal to 2 pi nt divided by 60. Okay, as you know already. So just alternate that formula in terms of to calculate torque T. So it will becomes T is equal to P into 60 divided by 2 pi n. Okay, it is given. So just you have to concentrate on the slide. Okay, so P into 60 divided by 2 pi n. So you have to add the power P value, that is 20 into 10 raised to 3 into 60 divided by 2 into pi into 200 n value. Okay, so after calculating that, 955 Newton meter is the answer, means that torque value is 955 Newton meter. So already we have the datas in terms of Newton per mm square. Okay, in terms of mm. Okay, so here torque also we need to convert in terms of meter to the mm. So that's why it will becomes 955 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. Okay, it is given in the slides. Okay, so we know the value of T now. So with the help of diameter D is equal to 16 into T divided by pi into tau raised to 1 by 3. Okay, you have to remember this formula while solving the diameter of the shaft. Okay, so you have to use this formula. So just see in the slide, D is equal to 16 into T divided by pi into tau raised to 1 by 3. Okay, just substitute all the values. 16 into T value, just we found 955 into 10 raised to 3 and divided by pi into tau value 42. Okay, raised to whole raised to 1 by 3. Okay, after simulating these datas, we'll get the diameter of the shaft is 48.7. Okay, round figure you have to take 50 mm is the right answer, means that diameter of the shaft is 50 mm is required to transmit 20 kilowatt power. Okay, so this type of problem he may ask for 10 marks. Okay, so this is problem number 1. You have to remember these formulas, power P formula as well as diameter D. Okay, these two are the important. Moving on to the next problem. A pair of wheels of railway wagon carries a load of 50 kilonewton on each axle box, acting at a distance of 100 mm outside the wheelbase. The gauge of the rail is 1.4 meter. Find the diameter of the axle between the wheels if the stress is not to exceed 100 megapascal. Okay, so this is the given problem. We need to find the diameter of the axle between the wheels. Okay, so we have to calculate the diameter of the axle between the wheels if the stress is not exceed 100 megapascal. Okay, so first we'll concentrate on the given data. A pair of wheels of a railway wagon carries a load of 50 kilonewton. So here load means W. Okay, 50 kilonewton given. So we need to convert in terms of Newton. 50 into 10 raised to 3. Okay, each axle box acting at a distance of, so here distance is given, that is nothing but L. Capital L is equal to 100 mm. Outside the wheelbase, the gauge of the rail is 1.4 meter. One of the rail gauge is distance is given 1.4 meter. So here that distance is considered as X. Okay, 1.4 meter. And find the diameter of the axle between the wheels if the stress is not to exceed 100 megapascal. So here stress is given, so it is nothing but sigma you have to write, and 100 megapascal you have to convert in terms of Newton per mm square, 100 Newton per mm square. So these are the given data. With the help of these data we need to calculate the actual diameter of the axle between the wheels. Okay, so how much the diameter we need to use, that we have to find. So here first use the formula of the torque, means that M is equal to W into L. Okay, with the help of that one only we will going to find the value of M and add that values of W into L. So here 50 into 10 raised to 3 is the given, and L value 100. Okay, after solving those, 5 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm we got M value. Okay, then use the diameter of the shaft, whatever you used in the previous problem, that same formula is to be used for this problem. Okay, and that is 32 into T divided by pi into sigma raised to 1 by 3. Okay, substitute all the values in this formula. 32 into 5 into 10 raised to 6, that is T value, divided by pi and sigma b, that is 100 raised to 1 by 3, and finally we got the answer, that is 79.85. Okay, so you have to take the round figure, that is 80 mm. Okay, so the diameter of the axle between the wheels are 80 mm. Each wheel are having the diameter 80 mm. Okay, similar type of problem he may ask. Okay, he may ask with the same given data. Okay, or else he may change some data also. Okay, but the procedure is same. You have to remember these formulas. So after this, moving on to the next problem. So these all problems selected from your question bank only. Okay, selected problems only, means that similar type of problems may comes, okay, or else same problem may comes. So just you have to practice these problems, okay. So moving on to the next problem, that is a solid shaft is transmitting 1 megawatt at 240 rpm. Determine the diameter of the shaft if the maximum torque transmitted exceeds the mean torque by 20%. Take the maximum allowable shear stress as 60 megapascal. Okay, so this is the given problem. Okay, so first you have to write what are the given data given. Okay, in this problem a solid shaft is transmitting, means that power P is given 1 megawatt. Okay, you have to write in terms of watt. So here mega is nothing but 10 raised to 6. So that's why 1 into 10 raised to 6 watt you have to write. Then at 240 rpm, nothing but n value. Okay, n is equal to 240 rpm. Determine the diameter of the shaft. So here we need to find the diameter of the shaft. If the maximum torque, some condition is given, if the maximum torque transmitted exceeds the mean torque, so here exceeds given, means that we have to take 1.2 T mean, means that T max is equal to 1.2 T mean. So, okay, don't get confused. So this is same condition for similar type of problems where he may ask like exceeds, okay, transmitting exceeds like that in terms of percentage, the given data he may ask. At that time you have to use refer this T max is equal to 1.2 T mean formula. Okay, and allowable shear stress is given 60 megapascal, that is tau, you know already very well. Okay, 60 megapascal, 60 into Newton, 60 Newton per mm square, you have to write in terms of mm. Okay, so here we need to find the diameter of the shafts. Okay, the only thing is that similar to other two problems, the only thing is that some value is given, means that some percentage is given, like that we have to use. Okay, so here we have to use first formula, that is power P, because everything we know, only thing is that T value we don't know. Okay, so with the help of this one we can find the T mean value, then only we can find the T max value, isn't it? So that's why you have to use this power P formula. Just you have to alternate that power transmitted formula. T is equal to P into 60 divided by 2 pi n. So here T is nothing but T mean value, and substitute all the values in this formula. Power P value is 1 into 10 raised to 6 into 60 divided by 2 pi into n value 240. So after calculating this, we got 39,784 Newton meter. Okay, in terms of mm we need to convert, that is 39,784 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. So after this you have to substitute this value in terms of T max value. Okay, T mean value you have to add into T max formula, then we can easily find the T max value. Okay, so once we found the T max value, then we can use that diameter of the shaft formula. Okay, with the help of that formula we can find the diameter. So here T max is equal to 1.2 T mean. So add the T mean value, then finally we got the 47,741 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. Once we find the T max value, you have to substitute in the diameter formula, that is D is equal to 16 into T max divided by pi into tau raised to 1 by 3. Okay, substitute all the values in this formula, that is 16 into T max just now we found 47,741 into 10 raised to 3 divided by pi into tau value 60 and whole raised to 1 by 3. So after calculating this, we got 159.4 and say round figure 160 mm. So the diameter of the shafts are 160 mm. Okay, so this is all about the finding the diameter of the shaft from this kind of data. Okay, so this is one type of problem he may ask. So this type of problem may comes for 10 marks. So that's why I'm telling you have to practice these 3 questions taken from the question bank only. Okay, next moving on to the next problem. Next, find the diameter of the solid steel shaft to transmit 20 kilowatt at 200 rpm. The ultimate shear stress for the steel may be taken as 360 megapascal and a factor of safety as 8. If a hollow shaft is to be used in place of solid shaft, find the inside and outside diameter when the ratio of inside to outside. Okay, it is given in the problem itself only. Because of some problem I am not going to read those data. Okay, you have to refer the questions only. So here we need to find solid as well as hollow shafts diameter. Okay, so first we have to find the diameter of the solid shaft. Okay, for that one we need to find T, capital T value as well as tau. Okay, so tau value is not given, so just you have to refer the formula, that is tau is equal to tau u ultimate stress is given. Okay, and divided by factor of safety, that will gives the shear stress value. Okay, so here tau u value is given 360 megapascal. Okay, 360 divided by factor of safety 8. Okay, which will gives the tau value, that is 45 Newton per mm square we got. And this value we have to use for while solving the diameter of the shaft. But here instead of that T value we have to use power transmitted formula to get value of T. Okay, so just alternate that formula, that is capital T is equal to pi into 60 divided by 2 pi n. Okay, and substitute all the values. Power P 20 into 10 raised to 3 into 60 divided by 2 pi, and n value is 240, and finally we got the answer 79,577 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. Okay, so this is the torque T, and you have to add that value in the diameter D formula, that is diameter of the shaft D is equal to 16 into T divided by pi into tau whole raised to 1 by 3. Okay, this formula already we used in the previous problems. Okay, just you have to remember that formula. Okay, and substitute all the values whatever we found. 16 into T value 79.577 into 10 raised to 3 divided by pi into 45, that is tau value, and whole raised to 1 by 3. Okay, finally we got the diameter 44.82. Okay, round figurely you have to take 45 mm. Okay, so after solving the diameter of the shaft, don't take a odd numbers. Okay, you have to take the even numbers. Means that 48 point something it comes. Okay, it may comes like in terms of point it may comes, but don't take in terms of points. So finally you have to write in terms of even number only. Okay, so finally we got the solid diameter of the shaft is 45 mm. Similarly, another diameter we need to find, that is hollow shaft. Okay, and also one condition is given, K value 0.5. With the help of that one we need to find outer diameter as well as inner diameter of that hollow shaft. So you have to remember these formulas. dO is equal to 16 into capital T divided by pi into tau into bracket 1 minus k raised to 4 and whole raised to 1 by 3. Okay, this will gives the outside diameter. Substitute all the values in this formula and finally we got 49.79. okay, say 50 mm diameter of the outer solid shaft, okay, that hollow shaft, and inner diameter k into do, refer this formula, and k value given, that is 0.5, and do just we found 50, and we got 25 mm for inner diameter. So inner diameter is 25 as well as outer diameter is 50 mm. Okay, so these are the diameter of the hollowed shaft. So this type of problem he may ask. Okay, he may ask because for 10 marks that sufficient time is there, so you have to practice this type of questions, then only it will comes, means that by practicing only, at the same time you have to remember these formulas. Okay, don't forget. So that's why I told in the classrooms also, at the side of the page, okay, in this chapter you have to write down all the formulas. Just I told means that power P formula as well as tau as well as that diameter finding the formula, like that you have to make it a list. Okay, and daily you have to read those formulas, then only you can write without seeing. Okay, so once you understand the concept of problems, then it will becomes very easy to apply which formula to find which answer. Okay, like that you only understanding yourself. So these are the some problems which may comes for your exams. So that's why. So in this chapter he may ask 20 to 30 marks. Okay, as you know already. So you have to concentrate for theory as well as problems. Okay, so theory only 3-4 questions are there. Within that definitely you will going to get 2 questions. Okay, for example, list the materials used for the shaft and their properties. So just now only I told the answers. Okay, so which may ask for 5 to 10 marks. And second, list and explain the types of the shafts. Okay, only 2 types. With the example you need to write the answers. And finally some questions like explain the stresses in the shafts during working time, what type of stresses may exist. Okay, he may ask like the questions theory. Okay, and problems, definitely you are going to ask the diameter finding problem. Okay, definitely he will going to ask. So you have to practice these problems, at least these 4 problems you have to practice. So you just go through the previous question papers. Okay, you come to know that similar type of problems he asked for 10 marks. Okay, so that's why I am telling, be concentrate on these problems as well as theory questions. Okay, if you have any doubts, you call and clarify. Okay, but don't forget to study. Thank you. And the purpose of making this type of video for your study purpose only. Okay, not for any reasons. Okay, and by seeing this type of videos it will helps, I think. Okay, so that's why we are giving our best. And in next video I am going to give some explanation regarding unit 2nd. Okay, at that time I am going to clarify some problems of the couplings also. Okay, until unless you have to study well. Okay, if you have any doubts, you call and clarify without hesitating, because exams may announce at any time. Okay, you have to study regularly. Okay, thank you all.